Open field dominance in Call of Dragons has changed completely, from mage nukes to cavalry rushes, infantry walls, and army group. And if you're still playing like in Season 1, you're already losing. Let's break down the open field meta and what you need to focus right now so you basically can win. Remember when one-shotting legions was the norm, and this is the Mage Meta Era. Season 1 was presented with the mages and basically all the troops, but everybody, like 90%, all the content creators, everybody around the world was suggesting go for ranges. Now, Marksman's was not that much involved in the range units, since, you know, Marksman's was having medium range and people put this troop aside for the behemoths. And we was presented with extremely strong combo that after even 2 years playing Call of Dragons, this combo is still on the top of the food chain. And I'm talking about Liliya and Velyn. Liliya was the first hero you're going to get from the VIP. So if you're something like mid spender, you can easily actually achieve getting Liliya and awake her, since Hosk actually needs some chests that are further on the line in the VIP, so it was little hard even to get the VIP points back in the days, but Liliya was easy actually to be get it. Also, Velyn was from the gold keys, and with the daily deals you can easily also awake this hero. So that was the team in the season. Everybody, 95% from the people was actually playing this way with this legion. But what was if you aren't mage main? There was a still way to farm merits easily. And I'm talking about the cavalry. Right now, yeah, I know. Right now is the boom of the cavalry. Everybody are switching to the cavalry. Even the marksman mains, mage mains, everybody who have some buck in their pocket and are able to switch to cavalry because this is a huge investment. Let's start from there. Even though some of the items that actually are needed for the cavalry, I can actually say in the Titan Legacy, cavalry actually have pretty decent, how to say, artifacts you can get from here. You can get Sorwan Blade and you can get Spring Blade. Now these two artifacts, you need in general 5 artifacts. And this is like 2 artifacts. Okay, one of the artifacts is actually the feather, if you want to use infantry, but yeah. But back in days was not like this, only Sorwan Blade was presented there. There was no Spring Blade, no Phoenix Eye, and stuff like this. But cavalry in the Season 1 was destroying everything. Tons of merit, even with a single legion, what most of the people was actually doing. And keep in mind, cavalry heroes, still legendary heroes, you can get it from the gold keys. You have Emrys and you have Bakshi, that these 2 heroes are actually from the gold keys, which is little strange. I mean, we have also infantry that are 2 infantry from the gold keys, but we have like Emrys, Bakshi, we have single mage, which is Velyn, and we have single marksman, that is Nico, and we have 2 infantry, which is a little strange since the units get 2 heroes from the gold keys, and the range units basically get a single hero from the gold keys, which I'm not so sure how fair is this thing. But in general, with the cavalry, there was some people switching to the cavalry, but there was mostly Spring Warden. The main reason was with the eagles, you can basically go extremely fast to your target and destroy it. Still, the ground cavalry is it's having good march speed, but it's slow. Okay, compared to the eagles, it's slow. And till this day, I think cavalry is considered to be the best free-to-play troop. Now, a lot of people say the mages, but what chance you have as a free-to-play player if you strike enemy who is on the field with their mages, with your mages? They're going to have awakened heroes, they're going to have artifacts, and you cannot just compete with this type of legions. But with cavalry, you can get advantage over AFK legions. Right now, killing gathering heroes is not something that can provide you with a lot of merits, but you can definitely catch a lot of legions out of guard, especially on the battlefield where there is returning to the fight legions, going back legions. You can catch a lot like this. So I think till these days, cavalry are great, but in Season 1 was awesome. And if you like the breakdown so far, don't forget to smash that like button to support the channel. But the things start to shift, and not everybody actually notice right away what is happening. And the shift, I mean Goresh Skogul. Till this day, this is the best legion in Call of Dragons. It's funny, this is a generation 2 if I'm not wrong. I think it's a generation 2 Goresh and Skogul. and till this day, Generation 2 is the best Legion on the battle. There is no Legion that can beat one-on-one Goresh Skogul, which is crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But that was the first sign that the game is actually thinking in this direction. Okay, some people are using cavalry, not many. Some people are using mages. We start see here and there marksman. But what about the infantry? From the pain of barricades in the season 1, I don't think anybody was actually even thinking to go for infantry. But with the when they present Goresh Skogul, a lot of people was skeptical. I was in this this type of people that was skeptical. But slowly, Goresh Skogul, people start realizing the true power of this type of building, and this is great survivability and hard counterattack. This is basically what is Goresh Skogul: attack resistance, counterattack, and damage by basically normal damage pack, not only counterattack. And when you put Goresh Skogul with some Venom Lizard, for example, or Bruin Bear, they become crazy. And with Spiritborn Torque, which was also, I think, presented to Goresh Skogul, this Legion become a dominant on the field. And slowly people start moving in this direction, and like 90% from the people was using Goresh as a hero even for Garrison. Goresh Skogul was a hero for Garrison. Right now we have Mogro. Mogro Goresh is current meta for Garrison. Back in the days, even if you put Goresh as your Garrison hero that don't even have Garrison tower tree, is still going to outperform like 95% from your heroes. And then come the real game changer, and that was Ironclad. Infantry become absolutely crazy unit, because even with this counter, with the extra damage they're doing, I mean, I'm pointing Goresh Skogul because Eliana Garwood is how people like to say it, meat shield. You basically hit them, they do nothing till they die. But Goresh and Skogul was something different. And when they present Ironclad, people who don't know the specific spell or take it for granted, we that are playing the game from the start, we're so happy with this thing. And this is, they also have 50% chance to get one stack of Ironclad. Each iron, basically up to 40% going to reduce range damage taken, which is crazy because on the field still we were seeing mages and marksmen. I'm not so sure where the Long Range Warfare was presented the game. I think it was for Ironclad, I'm not so sure, but Ironclad was basically a big switch of the strategy of the players that was having for the open field. And then this is the moment nobody was actually expecting, and that was the top alliances start asking for more infantry on the field. Now you was asked to first, you have your main troop. The alliance cannot tell you should you be marksman main or mage main or whatever, but people start asking to actually put one infantry on the battlefield. Now you can run your 4 legions that are your main troop, but also put infantry. With this Ironclad, things change completely. You start see Madeline, heroes that we forgot that these heroes exist. I mean, Madeline, Eliana, Garwood, this is a hero that we actually forgot that exists, and they start showing up on the battlefield. I mean, especially for free-to-play players that actually didn't have Goresh and Skogul, but we start seeing some shift on the battlefield, and more infantry will show up on the battlefield. More easy we actually win the fights, because the enemy start running when the infantry catch them. So if you kill the enemy infantry, and if the enemy don't apply the strategy to have some infantry on the battlefield, they're always going to be in running mode. When you're in running mode, your legion don't target nothing, and like this you get targeted and you're going to get rage skill. I mean, if you hit somebody who is running, you're going to use your rage skill, but he's not going to be able, he's not even going to be able to use his normal attack, even though that counter attack damage is close to similar or something like this, but you get huge advantage. Also artifact execution. With Goresh and Skogul and Ironclad, top leaders start demanding infantry in open fields, and this catch out of guard a lot of alliances. I mean, that was the first how to say it, direction when and people start learning fast. I mean, when they beat you three fights, and you see where is the issue. Basically, Goresh Skogul or other infantry are jumping inside your legions. Start thinking, maybe we should think about something to stop this infantry. Maybe we should actually provide more infantry on the battlefield, and that was a huge shift there. And I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite era in open field combat? Because we're going to go over a lot of them. Drop a comment below. I really want to see what's your thoughts about this. But infantry wasn't the only shift that actually happened in Call of Dragon. The rise of the marksmen. Long range warfare enters. Now that this catch out of guard a lot of mage players like me. This catch me out of guard, and I will never forget the first season when this thing was. I'm just not sure is this Ironclad come before Long Range Warfare or Long Range Warfare was before that. I think Long Range Warfare was before that. Anyway, the first time it was presented, Niku Kinara, heroes from the season 1, was basically destroying everything. But now Sindri Frygar was not having this success like Niku Kinara. And that was the season when Bertrand Tocher was presented, if I remember right. And the next season was Margaret Data, still one of the best legions in open. So I start seeing some crazy reports, 2, 3, 400k merits per single legion, single Margaret Data, and not even fully awakened. It was crazy. It was great. It was crazy times when this shift start happen. Of course, there was a people who was not so happy with what is happening. There was a people who, finally you're going to boost the marksman, but you're giving the best advantage of the mage. Mages don't have that big attack. Mages don't have HP. Mages only have very far range, and now marksman is also having that. And yeah, this pisses off a lot of mage mains like me, but it was a game changer for the marksman, and marksman started to be a dominant unit in the open field. So just going back in the days and going over all of these shifts that we experienced. Some of the shifts people forget about them, some they're not, but there was so many dynamics now when I'm creating this video. When I go back and I was thinking about this video, creating my script for the video, I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. We actually experienced so many changes in open field of fights. And when marksman thrives, some troops started to fade away. And that's correct. I'm talking about the mages. Mages start fade away. First of all, since there was not many infantry main people, so most of the times the legions you see as the infantry is Goresh Skogul, and it's extremely painful to hit this legion. Let's be honest. Having marksmen with long range warfare that can basically just targeting mage, and this mage is gone because marksmen basically are countering mage, and they have all the advantages the mages are having. And that was I think the fall of the mages. Still we didn't see that many cavalry on the battlefield, I have to mention that, but having this strong infantry, having this marksman that can break your bones, even if you don't attack them, they do pretty significant counter attack. And I was like, oh bro, what I'm going to do? I already have my Liliya awakened, I already have Velyn awakened, I invest in Bertrand and Tocher, and I was like, oh bro, I'm not so sure I'm going to survive on the battlefield as a mage main. But yeah, again, everything started from the season 1, just mages was the best troop there with the cavalry. Right now it's extremely hard to get mage merits, and I think the game understand that. Now, when the long range warfare was present in the game, it was minus 15% from the marksman base stat, which still marksmen are doing pretty decent damage. After this, I think that was 2 season with long range warfare as a seasonal talent. After this, they present minus 20% of the long range warfare. Still, this don't stop marksman. They was doing crazy amount of damage, and the main point is they're countering mages, and they have all the mage advantages. I think that is the thing that was very hard for the players, especially for me. I know all the marksman players is getting the best results and the range like me. And this little piss me off, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. And even though now some people are going to say, okay, mages are doing AoE damage, okay? They basically hit couple troops. But that was Liliya, Velyn, and Wodir in the season 1. From there, we presented Bertrand Tohar. After this, generation 3 was Talea and Thunderlin, which only Thunderlin is doing AoE damage. And you start seeing that the game actually reduces how many heroes can actually do AoE damage. And we start presenting from the other troops AoE damage dealers. For the cavalry, the Surak, for example. Right now, Valgrim was Valgrim, right? Valgrim is also having this somehow AoE damage hitting multiple legions. So yeah, you start seeing the other troops get boosted and the other troops start getting some AoE heroes, and you're like, what about the mages? What is happening there? Hello? So yeah, right now only the mage troop don't have any kind of buffs, any kind of increase. Still having the lowest HP in the game, still having one of the lowest attacks in the game. The only thing you count is the rage skill. Enjoying the breakdowns? Don't forget to subscribe for this channel if you enjoy my channel, my content, and also Call of Dragons content related videos. It's going to support by a lot. But guess what? Cavalry make a comeback stronger than ever. That's why I'm starting the video saying that the cavalry right now, mage main, marksman main, infantry main still don't exist that much, but everybody are moving to the cavalry. Right now, cavalry is becoming something absolutely crazy. Something that, I don't know, and if you look the hero from the season 1, even though the heroes that are from the GOAT, you see Emrys, decent damage factor, 1.5k. That was the biggest damage in season 1, was actually a cavalry. Second thing, cavalry attack. Only marksmen have better attack from them, and cavalry are basically close to the marksman attack. If you check the marksman's tier 5 attack is 452, and the cavalry one for the tier 5 is 449. So you see the small difference here. It's very small. And on the third place is actually mages, but if you see the attack of the mages, it's way behind. Way behind. It cannot even get compared. No? So when the cavalry get some buffs, because everything changed with the buffs. The game think about some buffs and they put it on one troop, and this troop is becoming extremely strong. And the cavalry from season 1 was having one crazy buff. And that was the moment they reach the target, and the target is actually a range legion. They're going to have this 1000 rage or 100% rage. So this is from season 1. Everybody know that. But right now they have some extra stuffs, which is get violent for each attack received from a rage legion. The legion get 15% more damage, max 75. So even if you decide to actually attack cavalry with your ranged legions, you're basically going to piss them off even more, and then going to hit you even more harder, up to 75%. Now 10%, okay, 20%, 30%, game changing. 75%, I don't know what to say. This this is huge difference. It's like a critical, bruh. It's crazy. For 10 seconds. Rush can trigger once every 10 seconds when rushing the legion cannot be intercepted, and takes 80% less damage, because you know there is a time before the cavalry come to you, and there is maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 hits. Normally it's like 2 hits they're going to get till they actually reach the target. So in these 2 hits is going to be reduced by 80%, and getting these crazy boosters, 100% rage. It's just crazy, and no wonder people are switching to cavalry. I'm going to talk. I'm going to say I'm not going to talk about it. But the march speed is crazy. Now here's the funny thing. Why I actually have 2 of these knights, bro? Look how they look. Why I actually have 2 of them? The main reason is because those troops have the biggest march. Look at it. 242. Here's 208. So you're going to see without all troops, the higher tier the troop are, the more slow the troop is. Maybe because of the armors, I don't know, stuff like this. But this is very interesting. I don't know if the right word is anomaly. Just wanted to point it out. If you are looking to have a troop to go and get some milestones, have like 1 or 2 knights too, so you can have, or if they kill one of these, have a second. But that's not all. Now we already talked about the buffs, but that's not all. That's not all. And this is the other thing, is the army groups. I don't know if we have some army groups. No, nobody have army groups. You can basically reserve a legion here. People can actually use your heroes. But here is the thing, with the army groups, you need, if you have like 2 legion cavalry or 3 legions, you can use them as commanders of the army. And if you want to get more merits, because let's be honest, I mean, when the fight starts, you go out with your main troop, which is most likely mage main, marksman main, and you put your infantry there. Normally the cavalry was just sent to build towers or build keeps or whatever, for the building purpose, because if somebody attack them or kill them, you don't care that. But right now everybody is caring about this, because leaders start understanding that the army groups is better to be with cavalry, not infantry, since a single infantry can stop the whole 5 infantry group. And having pages with AoE damage and artifacts and blah blah blah, this army group is going to get destroyed, and it will cost just a single infantry from the enemy side. So cavalry was something that was just sent for building, but right now people are saving their cavalry, and they can just go here where was the army groups, and they can actually send something. Create army group. Okay, I'm currently creating army group, but for reserve legions I can actually, I don't know, Bakshi and Emrys. And you can just put it there, and he's going to wait, you know, somebody if want to get it. And the other thing is the artifact. And since Bakshi and Emrys is from season 1, there is a pretty decent chance these heroes build it very well. What I mean by that, my Bakshi is like 5-1-4-4. My Emrys is like 5-5-3-3. And the Bakshi artifact is Kingslayer, which is level 5. Okay, I get lucky here, okay? I get lucky here. That's why he is level 10, but keep in mind, now some people don't even have this artifact after that much time, but this artifact was, and this combo is something that you can basically send. Somebody is going to, you know, coordinate with this legion, you're going to send there, and you're going to get merits for free. It's not a unit that you sacrifice, it's a unit that can actually bring you more merit. So having in mind that you can run like 5 cavalry, or you can just send your cavalry and somebody else to use it, I think cavalry right now is the best group in Call of Dragons. I get an interesting question in one of my streams. Yeah, I'm streaming every Tuesday and Wednesday, so if you want to do it, it's like 17 UTS. Stream start, I think it's like around 1 hour and a half. Join there, directly speaking with me. But somebody asked me on the stream if I have opportunity to change right now which troop I'm going to pick, and the answer there is cavalry. I'm definitely going to pick a cavalry. And here's the things where it got really spicy. As I mentioned, the army groups, that's changed everything, since, you know, you have your legions here, and for example, your mage main, this guy is a marksman main, this guy is a infantry main, this one is a cavalry main. All these people, you know, have different type of troops, different heroes, but everybody is having cavalry as a troop in their castle. Most of the people are actually playing, and not most of the people, but some percentage of the people are playing for like 2 years. Some are playing for like 1 year, and all of them are having Bakshi and Emrys very good shape with some good artifact. And you can see how a single person can actually lead 5 cavalry each. And even if you don't want to lead it, you can just put it somewhere and play with your 4 ranged legions. And when you see opportunity to actually get your hero and strike somewhere or charge somewhere, get some extra merits. And this is the thing, you can use other people cavalry. This is important, and I think we're going to see more and more the dominance of the cavalry battle. It's just how the things are changing, right? And by going from season 1 to these days, I personally didn't actually acknowledge that much how big changes we actually experienced in our gameplay for like 2 years. People complain about new content and stuff like this, but if you see it over 2 years, that means like a huge change every 4 months. And let's be honest, I mean, you cannot expect every week some crazy change, but there is a lot of shifts in this game. So I guess this will for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content and you want to see more Call of Dragons content, and hit that like, and yes,